We're taking a look at It Return to the Desert in this video, and I could not be more excited about it. Check this out. This retro game is a PC-only title available on Steam, created and published by a solo developer by the name of Team Ratcher. Links for the game are in the description below the video. For those who have been gamers for quite some time, or as the kids nowadays call them, boomers, for those familiar with the classic game It Came from the Desert, you may notice some similarities, but It Returned to the Desert boasts its own unique stories and characters. From the research that I did, this is not a remake. It's more like a heavily influenced game, sort of a spiritual successor with different characters and a unique story as well. However, there are a lot of similarities, like the minigames it contains. I believe there are 8 minigames inside. That's a lot of you to be entertained with. You play as Dr. Hendrik, a geologist investigating a crashed meteor in the town of Glint Rock. Things take a strange turn when giant mutated ants appear as the main antagonist. It's up to you to gather allies, manage them and stop the invasion. I won't go into more details because I truly believe it's an awesome story and you should be experiencing it without any major spoilers. It Returned to the Desert really has that distinct retro vibe, and it shows right from the get-go. As soon as you launch the game, you're prompted to open the manual and select the correct option to be able to play it. This very old security measure took me by surprise because it's been a while since I've seen it. The last game I remember having this was Championship Manager 93, where you had to check the box to answer random questions to be able to play the game. It was one of the available security measures back in the day to prevent piracy. I'm honestly curious if you've seen this in any other game since then. If you have, let me know in the comments because I do want to check it out. I believe this is just a basic way to show the player the manual exists, because as far as I know, it always asks the same thing. That leads us to the game's user manual itself, which I also loved. It contains extremely valuable information on how to play the game, and yes, please read the manual if you buy this game. It does an amazing job of explaining the game mechanics and introducing the characters. It even has a nice little escape the nest game on it and a lot of other cool things like this leaked classified document. It's very easy to notice the amount of effort and love that was put into creating such a thing. I for one truly appreciate it because you don't see this that often nowadays in video games. The gameplay combines elements of strategy, narrative, adventure and turn-based combat. It's your party versus the evil ants. Ants are generally blind, therefore they rely on their sense of smell to get you. If you want to learn how to tackle this, read the manual. The game's sound and music set the tone perfectly. My favorite sound effect was this one. I really loved both the main and side characters of the story, and your interactions with them are on point. The game nailed that sweet spot where dialogues have the perfect duration. They are never too boring or too long. I've only had a few complaints, if you can even call them that. The bigger one was that sometimes it's kind of annoying not to be able to see the whole map, both in the city and while in combat. I get it that having the camera zoom out removes that cool retro vibe, but it could add a better experience layer to the player so you can have an easier overview of what's going on at any given moment. Important to note that the combat issue is already addressed, since there will be indication on the edges of the screen of the enemy's direction, as shown by the developer on Twitter. Other than that, just minor things that could add value to the game, like having the option to select Celsius instead of Fahrenheit, or being able to access sound settings at all times. As I said, very minor things. The game completely took me by surprise and it was amazing to play. I finished it with almost 7 hours of playtime. I did 2 playthroughs, really took my time with the first one where the ants defeated me, but managed to win on the second run. There are 3 difficulty levels and achievements. As an example, I couldn't recruit every character to my party, and I'm pretty sure I didn't see everything the game had to offer, so there's definitely replay value. The game has a $10 price point with 10% off during its release. Overall, It Return to the Desert is a charming and engaging game that's worth checking out. I do recommend playing this game. In case you've played the old It Came from the Desert or you're into the retro genre, then you should 100% get it, because you are going to have a great time. Just if you do, please read the manual. Make sure to hit that like button if you appreciated this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Many more indie gems are coming. And if you came here because of retro games, but this seems a bit slow for your taste, I recommend taking a look at Impaler instead. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye!